Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to your favorite film podcast, The Average Film Enjoyer. Three average guys just talking film, you know? Why is my dog barking? That's weird. We got a lot to talk about today. We got a considerable amount of movie news. I got a rant. I have a rant planned. And if you know me at all, you know what it's about. We're gonna go through watch list. All three of us have been watching some bangers. Jagger's gonna tell us about how he finally hit 155 on a month. Breaks my record. And then we're gonna talk about this week's Béla Tarr movies and this week's IMDb movies. But first, before we get into anything, here's what we got coming up next couple weeks for our IMDb series.
We got some peak next week.
Is next week Gone with the Wind? Or is that a few weeks?
Let's see.
Hello? Why is my computer not working?
I think Lock, Stock is next week.
Oh, yeah, it is.
That sounds right.
That sounds right.
Let's see here. Let's see, everybody. We got... next week we have The Secret, In Their Eyes, and Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels.
Okay, and then what's the week after?
After that, I clicked out of it, goddammit.
Oh, wait,
After that, we have, Howl's Moving Castle, and Dial M for Murder.
Okay, those are our next two
Got some big
IMDb
I'm
movies.
excited for that cock.
What?
I'm excited for the cock.
What cock?
Hitchcock.
Oh. I was
Yeah,
like, what are you saying,
Be a
bruh?
peek.
And
Why
then...
slander some more Ghibli? Let's see.
And then our next two IMD or Béla Tarr films. Next week we're doing Santantango and Wreckmeister Harmonies.
I thought we were doing a single episode on Santantango.
No, we're gonna record with Edgar just about Santantango, and then I'll splice it into the episode. And then our final week of Béla Tarr is Man from London and Turin Horse.
Yeah, we've had to skip a lot, unfortunately. Well, fortunately. Had to skip the Macbeth one. Very sad about that. That was like the only one I was looking forward to.
Yeah. So yeah, we got a lot of good stuff coming up. Again, subscribe, like, do whatever. Just interact with the channel. Go check out our merch, afepod.com, and follow us on our HQ on Letterboxd, The Average Film Enjoyer. Keep up to date there. Yeah, but before we get into anything, fellas, how we doing? Evan, I kicked it to Jagger first last week.
Oh.
Evan, how you doing? How's your week been? How was Folk Fest?
Folk Fest was fantastic. I saw The Roots, which I still can't believe that I saw The Roots.
Were they good?
Insanity. Fucking incredible concert. We had to leave a bit early because Beth got sleepy, but like we were there for about an hour and 20 minutes, and it was just like some of the coolest sounds I've ever heard. Saw about 20 concerts in 4 days. Found some singers that I had never heard before that were absolutely incredible. Consumed a lot of peach cider. Delicious. Yeah, it was amazing. It was such a good time. Stayed in a very fancy hotel. Shout out to my dad for hooking us up. Because he travels so much for work, he gets like super cheap rates at fancy hotels. Mm-hmm. So we were on the top floor at the very end of this hallway, and the normal going rate for the room was $430 a night, and we got it for $180. So
hell yeah,
good time. It was like a 5-minute walk from Folk Fest, so we didn't have to Uber at all. Oh yeah, amazing time. My favorite concerts, I'll just shout them out. You guys should check these bands out. This guy, Leif Volbeck, sick as hell. Great singer, really good singer. Kat Clyde, she's from Ontario. She sings like old style blues, like really fucking good. Yeah, it was a great time. And now back to work. My hours got bumped up because my boss is gone for medical leave because she had a surgery on her hands. So I'm working 40-hour weeks now, which is sick because now I can afford to buy things.
Yeah.
Went to my girlfriend's parents last night. We had brisket for dinner. Delicious. Smoked for
Hell
about
yeah.
20 hours. It was amazing.
Nice.
Yep. It's been chilling. I've been, I'll talk about it more on the watch list, but shout out to the Film Scoop. They're back. Go listen to that new episode.
They are back.
They're back. Cash did a full watch of all 14 X-Men movies. And I have decided to do the same.
Yeah, I already saw your completely valid X-Men review.
I just logged X2 Tray, and we'll talk about it.
5 stars, I'm assuming?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Maybe
it's peak, dude.
It has maybe one of the best scenes in the history of comic book movies.
Which one?
With Magneto with the iron. When he sucks all the iron out of that dude's
Oh,
holy fuck.
yeah, dude.
It's so good. Have you seen this movie, Jagger?
No, I haven't.
So there's, do you know the X-Men? Like, you an X-Men fan?
Yeah.
So Magneto gets somebody to inject a bunch of iron into this guard's blood because he's like in this plastic case, so there's no metal or anything.
Yeah.
And the guard walks in, jacked up on iron, and he sucks all of the iron out of his blood and turns it into these big balls and just murders him and then breaks the walls. It's fucking insane. It's so good. It's amazing. X2 is insanely good. Yeah.
Yeah, it has the juice, bro.
Yeah. And now I got Last Stand Up next, which I only remember one scene from it, and it traumatized me as a child.
What scene?
When Angel's shaving his wings off with the fucking cheese grater at the beginning.
Oh, yeah, dude. That's a rough scene.
Yeah. I was like 8 years old watching that shit. Oh, terrifying.
Yeah. Jagger, what about you? How's your week been? What you been up to?
I'm exhausted. This has been annoying, to say the least. I feel like I'm just watching movies to consume them at this point, so it's going to be nice to go back to just watching movies to enjoy them. But besides that, it really hasn't been much at all. I went down to the shore where I was watching more movies, so I don't know, man. I'm really tired. I'm glad this is over now. So, cool.
You gonna yap about Killer Bean?
I'm gonna yap about Killer Bean.
I need to watch it, dude. I saw the trailer for the game, the new game coming out, and I didn't realize it's based on a movie. Like, it looked insane. It looks so good.
I'm gonna yap about Killer Bean. I'm gonna yap about Solo. I'm gonna yap about To Live and Die in LA. I've got a lot to talk about. So, yeah, cool.
How you doing, Trey?
Chilling, man. Today's my first day off in about a week.
Hell yeah.
So your boy's tired. Been watching a lot of Peak. A few like big hits that I finally got checked off.
Yeah.
And then a couple that were like, oh, this looks interesting. I'll check this out. And then it turned out to be like the greatest movie I've ever seen. So, been watching a lot of good stuff. Been playing a lot of MLB The Show. All the new content arrives on Friday, and so I'm just kind of waiting for that to come out. Pretty bored right now, because I've already done all the other shit.
Yeah.
So that'll be fun, and which means it'll be double XP weekend. So that always rips. I don't know, man. I haven't been up to too much. And not too much has been happening here. Work sucks. But,
Yeah. Money's fun.
Money is fun, and I get paid on Friday. So, that's how I feel about that.
I worked 3 days last week, so my paycheck's a little depressing this week.
Oh, damn. Do you get paid weekly or every 2 weeks?
Weekly. Which is very nice.
Weekly checks are so nice.
Yeah, super nice. But my check's like $200 next week, or this week. That's like a barely.
That's very not nice.
I had 5 days off in a row, which was awesome, but I'm feeling the ramifications of it now.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm doing good. Just tired, you know. But, you know, I'm here. This is, I think for the three of us, this is At least I know for me and Evan, this is one of our favorite. Evan, is that a wedding ring?
No, okay. I was gonna bring this up because we were at Folk Fest and they have booths, right, of vendors.
I was about to be like,
I know.
Bitch, you better
No,
not
I
have
would've
gotten
called-
married
I
and
would've
not
called
told me.
Um,
I would have been like, our friendship is over.
so Beth was like, "Let's get some rings." I'm not a ring guy, but I was like, "Okay, let's get some rings." So it only happens to fit on my ring finger. That's why it's there, and it's.
Okay.
I don't know if you could see it. It's the.
Oh, that's
phases
cool.
Of the moon. And
I like that.
I mean, I love space, so yeah.
Yeah.
I sent a picture to my grandma, and I was like, "I didn't get engaged. Please don't have a heart attack." And then I sent her the picture of us wearing the rings.
Yeah.
Because she would definitely, she'd lose it.
Like in a good way or a bad way?
Oh yeah, in a good way.
Yeah, because your grandma's a Chad.
Yeah, she's a fucking...
See, I just want to come to like whatever kind of party you're having just to meet your grandma.
Oh yeah. Dude, my dad texted me today and he said, "Book your calendars. I'm coming August 16th. Don't," because he lives in Ontario. He said,
Yeah.
"Don't tell grandma I'm gonna surprise her," and I'm so excited to surprise her.
Is your Chad grandma your dad's mom?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
My dad has slightly worse movie takes, but when it comes to action movies, like, we're on the same page.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but as I was saying, this is like, and I know this is the case for Evan too. I don't know about Jagger, but this is like me and Evan's like favorite part of the week is when we get to record.
Same. Yeah.
Yeah,
absolutely.
We love doing this. So I'm here. I'm happy to be here with my two #besties.
Yeah.
God, I was listening to some of our episodes. Jagger, I always forget that you're 14. And some of the stuff me and Evan say, I'm like, he's 14. What are we doing? We're just corrupting this innocent child.
I mean, he watched Solo last week, so...
That's true. So, not so innocent.
Yeah.
But that's like a compliment to you, Jagger. You like carry yourself and you speak in a way that is very much beyond your years.
I was a degenerate
Thank you so
at
much.
14.
Yeah, dude.
I
I
was just
was
a little Black Ops 2 goblin, like, chilling in my basement.
Dude,
fighting zombies all day.
the only movies I watched was Marvel when I was 14.
Oh, I just watched, well, actually, like, 15, 16 is when I was, like, grandma introduced me.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, Seth was messaging me. Because everyone is posting their letterbox graphs, and mine is very skewed towards the 5-star. And he said, "I love this."
Yeah.
I had to, yeah. At 14, I was watching action movies. I was watching every Bruce Willis and Jason Statham movie on the planet. I was thinking about it today. I kind of want to go back because I used to rent just like every Bruce Willis movie because I loved Die Hard as a kid.
Mm-hmm.
And I kind of want to go back. There's this one. I can't remember what it's called. I think it's called. Shit. It's about he finds this kid who's like Rain Man type autistic, and he uses the kid to help solve crimes.
What movie?
I can't remember the name. I'll find it. It was Peak. I remember it being Peak.
Hell yeah. Fellas, should we get into some movie news?
Do we have any movie news before we talk about Comic-Con?
Yeah, let's save that, and then I'll go on my rant, and then we can go over the other stuff.
Mercury Rising.
Woo!
What?
What?
A Mr. Miyagi prequel series is being discussed by the Cobra Kai creators.
Cobra Kai is so cheesy, but it's so good.
Yeah. And I saw Jagger, I think it was in the last week, you logged Karate Kid.
Yeah. I logged that.
Dude.
That what we talked about last episode, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because I brought up that I'd only seen the Jaden Smith one for a long time. Yeah, Trey, check out Mercury Rising. Shadowy elements in the NSA target a 9-year-old autistic savant for death when he's able to decipher a top-secret code. Kind of peak. Well, it was peak when I was 14.
Yeah.
I don't really have any other movie news. Batman the Caped Crusader getting insane reviews. I cannot wait to watch it.
Yeah.
It's got, did you see female like the penguin's a girl, and it's voiced by Minnie Driver, I think it is.
Yeah.
The musician from the 70s?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, dude, I'm so excited to watch it.
Oh no, that's Minnie Riperton. Never mind.
I don't know. Yeah, that comes out tomorrow. You can expect me and Trey to do like a 10-hour episode on the Rebel Moon director cuts next week. Because we got on Friday, we have 6 hours of Zack Snyder director's cuts coming out. Part 1, 3.5 hours long. It's an hour longer than the first movie.
Hell
Part
yeah.
2, nice 3 hours. It's gonna be peak. I'm so excited.
Jason Reitman's SNL 1975 will release on October 11th in theaters and is now titled Saturday Night. This film stars Gabrielle LaBelle.
Yeah.
That might be Gabriel. I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Dylan O'Brien, Rachel Sennott, Willem Dafoe, Nicholas Braun, J.K. Simmons, Finn Wolfhard, Cooper Hoffman, Andrew Barth Feldman, Lamorne Morris, and John Batiste. Just a stacked cast.
Dude, I'm so excited.
I'm so excited.
I can't wait to see Cooper Hoffman and more stuff. He's so good in Licorice Pizza.
Nah.
I know you don't like that movie, but he's good in Licorice Pizza.
Yeah.
That movie, We Live in Time, is coming out in October, right?
Yeah, the one with Garfield and Pugh.
Yeah,
that trailer made me emotional.
Dude, I read online that the Angelica in New York might have Florence Pugh and Andrew Garfield in for a Q&A. I'm gonna have to hit that up ASAP. That'd be crazy. Because I missed the Q&A with, I think they had a Q&A with Yorgos and Emma Stone for Kinds of Kindness. I missed that. Yeah. Dude, I gotta go for that one. I can't miss another one of those. It's the same price as an Undertaker as well.
John Bernthal reveals he trained with Thomas Jane, who played the Punisher in the Punisher movie, to prepare for Daredevil Born Again. This is great because it means we're getting the best version of Punisher again. Anything with John Bernthal, I'm like,
yeah,
that guy is cool. I mean, Jagger says he's kind of a prick in real life, but like, I don't care.
Yeah, I don't care. He's a prick in most of the roles he's in. Doesn't change the fact that he's
also
a badass.
True. He is a badass.
Crazy, so good. The last thing, Superman, not Superman Legacy, Superman, wrap filming, coming out next year. Hell yeah!
Very cool.
Hopefully it's peak. It wrapped like yesterday, I think. Very excited.
Jimmy Kimmel will not be returning to host the Oscars in 2025, thank goodness. John Mulaney was offered the gig but passed, which is really unfortunate. Which is so unfortunate.
Get Joe Coy.
Oh my god.
I saw someone on TikTok put that they want Nathan Fielder. I back that.
Holy cow. That would be insane. Nobody would like... There would be like 1% of the viewership would be like, this is the greatest thing I've ever watched.
Yeah. That's what I want. I want that.
Yeah. Shall we get into Comic-Con?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, here's some
So...
Before... Okay, the good. Creature Commando looks sick. That's gonna be banging. Fantastic Four teaser leaked, because all the footage was closed door. We'll see. It could be good. I still don't really like the castings. I think the castings are pretty bad. I don't really like Pedro as Mr. Fantastic, even though I like him. And I don't love... I can't even remember his fucking name. Eddie from Stranger Things.
Joseph Quinn.
Thank you.
Him.
We'll see.
He's the only one, and Vanessa Kirby, I kind of like. But that's really...
Yeah, but
I've never seen... Yeah. I've never seen Vanessa Kirby in anything, but what I do know is that she's hot.
She's very hot, yeah. She's great.
What are our
there was
thoughts?
an interview at Comic-Con with her and Pedro, and she's talking about, like, Pedro in, like, the suit, and Vanessa Kirby is like, yeah, he looks so sexy. And I'm like, God damn it, I wish I was Pedro Pascal.
Yep.
Yeah. Jagger, what were you gonna say?
Have you guys seen all of the interviews with Harrison Ford?
They're so good.
Yeah,
I love his
it's
press
fucking
tour.
hilarious. Oh my god.
Dude, I love when he
Bro.
acknowledges... Did you guys see
Bro.
the clip of him getting the question about who handles snakes better? And he's like, I get this question a lot, but I'm not going to answer it because it's a stupid fucking question.
No, that was... Someone asked him who shot first, Han or Greedo. And that's the
Well,
reaction.
it happened again.
Oh, it did?
Yeah, at a Thunderbolts thing this weekend, and he brought up, he's like, oh, it's just like the who shot first thing. But he said, I think these are really stupid questions, so, and everyone just starts pissing themselves laughing. Oh, it happens.
Dude, Harrison Ford right now gives zero shits.
Yeah, dude, somebody asked him what he wanted to see out of Universe 616, and he just walked away. It's so funny. What a weird casting for the MCU.
Oh, and the movie looks so bad too. I have no idea.
I'm gonna go see it, but that's
Yeah,
really
same,
because
but-
I just love the characters.
That's
Sam, Bucky, their dynamic in the Falcon and Winter Soldier like made that show. You know what The Hobbit is? Yes, I've read The Hobbit when it came out in 1934.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Biggest thing. Here it comes.
Oh god.
The
I'll come back
rant.
to this one.
So, we have gotten... First of all, we know who the next big villain of the MCU is going to be. It's going to be Doctor Doom. Now, if that was all the news we had...
Changed to Doomsday. Hard name, not gonna lie. Good name.
Now, if that was all the news we had gotten about the MCU and its latest big bad villain, I would have been happy.
Yeah.
I would have been like, yes. Because Doctor Doom in the comics is elite. Bro is him. And we've never gotten a good adaptation of him on the screen. Now, Marvel didn't stop there. Marvel said, boy, you know how we could make the most money? If we brought back our most loved actor, not to play the character that he has already played in this universe, but to play the villain. Marvel has cast Robert Downey Jr. as Doctor Doom. Let me tell you why this, and I'm going to, in the words of Cash, there could not have been a worse casting.
Yep.
Yeah.
First of all, this is such an obvious cash grab. They're thinking, man, Marvel's going into the shitter right now. We're not making as much money as we used to. It's definitely not because we don't make original good and we don't put effort into our content anymore. It's because we don't have Robert Downey Jr. So let's cast him as the next big bad. That's first of all. Second of all, if you read the comics, any of Fantastic Four's comics, any comics where Doctor Doom is even involved, you will realize that could not have been a worse casting. Because Doctor Doom is this very stoic, quiet, like, evil figure. He's not even evil. He's like an anti-hero. Because all of his motivations come from protecting his country. He's like the king of his country. And that's where, like, all of his motivations come from. So he's, at the end of the day, he's not even evil. He just makes what choices are best for his country. Robert Downey Jr., even if he's playing a character that is not supposed to be charismatic and witty like Robert Downey Jr. is in real life, he's still charismatic and witty. We saw that in Oppenheimer. He was great in Oppenheimer, but he was still Robert Downey Jr. And there has not been a single role that he has played where he has not been like that. He is not capable of shutting the fuck up and playing a good Doctor Doom. This is it. I have been slowly going out on Marvel for a while now. I've been rewatching some of my faves, and I'm like, man, we have really fallen off. Like, I've been rewatching the first Avengers, Captain America, Civil War, and Winter Soldier, which all three of those are excellent films.
Yeah.
And it's just like, what are we doing? And this casting was like the final nail in the coffin. I mean, it's just... It is so frustrating that we can't get a good casting from Marvel. We can't... They don't want to put the time and effort. And they could have found a better actor to play him for cheaper.
Yeah.
They're paying him so much money to do this. Here's what I will tell you. One good thing to come out of this. Robert Downey Jr. has said that he wouldn't return unless the Russo brothers were directing the next two Avengers movies. Now, Evan, I know you don't like the Russo brothers because, let's be honest, outside of the MCU, they are
awful.
Real stinky. Inside, they have made the 4 best Marvel movies. Winter Soldier, Civil War, Endgame, Infinity War. That's what the Russo brothers have done. So that, I think, is a good thing. Russo brothers know how to direct MCU movies.
They know how to direct, like, something that feels important in the MCU.
Yeah.
Which is rare, because so many of the recent MCU movies are like... I haven't seen Black Panther, Wakanda Forever. I haven't seen the Marvels. I haven't seen fucking Quantumania, and I probably never will.
Wakanda Forever is actually pretty good.
My only issue...
You get Namor.
I do... I like some of Black Panther 1, but the CGI in the final battle makes me dislike that movie so much. Oh,
that movie is so overhyped.
It's like
people are like, it's the best Marvel movie, and I'm like, it's barely middle of the road.
Yeah, I give it a 3. I think the CGI.
I think I have it at a 3.5.
Michael B. Jordan is great as Killmonger, but fuck, it's. I've been in a huge superhero mood lately, and I was like, I don't really want to watch a Marvel movie, and this X-Men thing has just like reignited exactly what I wanted.
Yeah, dude, superhero movies, man.
Dude, Deadpool and Wolverine kicks it already. We're gonna talk about it soon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
Okay. Before we get into watch list, both of you saw Deadpool versus Wolverine.
Yeah.
So yeah, let's hear your guys' Deadpool spoiler-free thoughts.
Yeah. Do you want to go first? Or you want me to go first?
I'll kick it to you first.
Okay. First off, I am shocked. So fucking shocked and happy that you like this movie. I thought that you were gonna rate this how I thought I was gonna rate this. I went in expecting to hate this movie. I was expecting the No Way Home nostalgia bait, and it's not. This movie is amazing. It's so fun. The opening scene is fucking chef's kiss. It is one of the best openings in the entire MCU. It rivals Thor Ragnarok. It's so good. Oh my god. Deadpool, it's like, he's back. The first line of the movie immediately addressed my biggest concern with the movie, and I was like, okay, I know what I'm in for. You know what I'm talking about, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think all the performances are great. The plot is messy, as expected, but these cameos, these old Marvel cameos, they make sense here. They don't feel shoehorned in. Everything feels like, of course, it's fan service, it's nostalgia, but it feels like everything feels like it should be there. And the people they pick for the cameos, phenomenal. The first one, it's such a great scene. Oh my god. The first big cameo, it's such a great scene. It's fucking hilarious. The action's really well directed. It drags a little with the whole CarMax thing when he's working at the car dealership, but then it gets into the stuff pretty quick. Yeah, I think the Hugh Jackman, amazing. The dynamic between the two of them, hilarious. It's so good. Um, I have a slight issue with like Daphne Keane being in it, just because. Yeah, you can talk about Logan all you want. That's fine, but like putting her in the movie, it felt a little. I don't know. Well, once Trey sees it, we can talk about it more because the whole way that plot line wrapped up concerned me.
Yeah.
But that's we'll talk about that when we do a spoiler review at some point. Yeah, I think it's hilarious. It's paced pretty well. It's not too long. It's like right under 2 hours.
I
Yeah, I
thought it was
loved
like
it.
212.
I think it's 2 hours because yeah, it's like 2 hours without credits.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't take that into consideration. That's fine.
Yeah, I think it's really fun. The action's great. The comedy's great. It's not crazy cringy. Thankfully, I think the way they handle the MCU is pretty solid. I loved Matthew McFadden as Paradox in the TVA stuff. Casanova, that's her name, I think. Right, Trey? Professor X's sister.
I don't know.
Oh,
Out of all like the big Marvel like teams, the X-Men
Hmm.
is the one I know that I know a
Okay.
good amount about them, but it's the one I know the least about.
Gotcha. Yeah, the villain in this movie, I think her name's like Cassandra Nova, something like that. She was
Santanova.
great.
That's it. Yeah.
She does this thing with her hands. It's really cool, and the special effects on it look sick.
Yeah.
Super creepy. Yeah, I really enjoy it. I give it a 4.5. It might be just like the recency bias and how low my expectations were, so I do want to rewatch it. Um, I could see myself settling around where Jagger has it at a 4. Spoilers, but yeah, I really enjoyed it. I'm shocked. It's in my top 5 MCU movies. I think it's great. Yeah, very happy with it. Also,
Um.
Dogpool, the fucking goat. Oh my god, what a cute ass dog. Yeah, I'll leave
So
it at that. Yeah.
okay. I went into this expecting to love it. I, which is weird, but I love the first Deadpool. I have that at a 4.5.
Yeah, me too.
I have Deadpool 2 at a 3.5. So I was a little bit but
Yeah.
also Deadpool 2 I found to be not super memorable. But that aside, I went into this expecting to really like it. Um, and I was not let down in the slightest. I do think the writing is a little bit overindulgent in the already over the top nature of Deadpool. I think it leads into it a little bit too much. But putting that aside, I think it's super well paced. I think it's really well shot. I think the fight choreography was excellent.
Yeah.
Um, the whole thing in the car is
Oh, the car scene's
unbelievable.
hilarious. It's so
I
good.
thought that was so funny. I found myself laughing a lot more than I thought I would.
Yeah.
But like I said in my review, this worked a lot more for the other people in my theater than it did for me. Like, people would be cracking up, and I
Yeah.
was just sort of sitting there, like, it's not that funny. Um, and that is a lot of what this movie is. This movie is made for the people. Like, this is a movie made for all of the people that were entirely losing hope in Marvel. And it's like,
Yeah.
don't lose too much hope, because there's still a shot for us to bring it back. And this movie jokes about that a lot, which I didn't love. I think this had the power to do exactly what it needed to do without addressing it at all. And I think the fact that they did address it took me out of the movie a little bit.
There is one, like Deadpool looks at the camera in one scene in reference to one of the cameos, and I thought that was hilarious. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Great poking for the fourth wall breaks are great, but
Yeah.
that was my favorite one.
Yeah, man. They really did a lot of this super right. So I gave it a 4. I thought it was really funny. I think it's really well done. I think it's a good film in general. I think it
Yeah.
does a lot of things very right. And I think it's something that if you can, I suggest going to see it in theaters. It's epic, and I don't think it will hit the same on like a home screen, which is my fear. that I'm gonna watch it again when it comes to like physical, and it's gonna be like, oh dang, this is not as good as I remember it being. That happens a lot with Marvel. That was my experience with, um, that was my experience with Endgame. That was my experience with Infinity War. They just don't hit the same when you're watching them on a small screen. So I do suggest getting out to this one in theaters if you want, if you can. But then again, if not, it's really funny. Just watch it
Yeah.
when you get the chance.
Heck yeah.
Sweet. All right. How much do you guys have for watch list? How many movies?
36.
Jesus
I don't have that many.
Christ.
1, 2, 3. I don't know.
I mean, I have a good amount, but not 36.
We just
Last
talked about them.
Wednesday.
Not including podcast stuff.
Okay, I
I have
have
7, not including podcast stuff.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
I had a pretty epic day yesterday. I did 6 movies. Or 2 days ago. Yeah.
16.
I was off work on Monday and I just watched movies all day long.
Okay, I got 18,
Okay.
not including podcast stuff. So we'll do it like last time. Jagger, you do 3, I'll do 2, Evan does 1.
Yeah.
And I'll discuss the bet a little bit after I do my whole watch list.
Heck yeah.
Oh no, just do it. Do it right now. We're gonna do
it
a
right
bonus.
now?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. So the bet that me and Trey had running, because you said you didn't think I'd top 135, was it?
I think I said I didn't think you'd get over 140.
Well, regardless, the bet was if I hit 155, I had a bonus episode entirely of my own creation. So after a lot of thought, because I've been thinking about this since the beginning of the month, like what I want to do, what I finally landed on was I want to run an episode about like night vibes movies, like movies that are better to watch at night, but I want to do it average film enjoyer, like classical style, with like a draft and a game and a review and like a discussion. Like I want to.
This is
run
what
it
we were
back.
talking about. Might have to hit up the film scoop if Jagger's down for it, because this is what
Yeah,
we were
man.
discussing with them.
Well, we should do this one just the 3 of us.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I'll
I'm
put
excited.
together like a list of like 5-ish
Yeah.
night vibes movies, and then we'll do a draft after the fact.
It's
That's
just gonna
my
be
plan.
all
Yeah.
Michael, man. Trey's gonna hate
Bill,
it.
build the episode and we'll do it.
Okay,
Heck yeah.
sounds good.
Yeah. All right, first 3, Jagger.
Okay, my first one is Shogun Assassin. I had been hearing about the Lone Wolf and Cub movies for a while, and when I found out that there was a way that you could start with an American dub one that I heard was really funny and really bad, I was like, oh yeah. And I watched it. I gave it 4 stars. It is terrible. It's just a dude and his baby that he takes on like a mission to kill all of the Shogun and kill the leader of the Shogun. It's ridiculous. It's like a baby in a carriage that has like blades attached to it, and the baby can control the knives. It's crazy. I highly suggest checking that one out. It's on the Criterion channel. It's really funny.
Heck yeah. That sounds sick.
Next, I watched American Psycho again. This is a personal favorite of mine, and I was just sort of feeling it, and I saw that it was on Netflix now, so I was like, why not? So I hit this one up. 5 stars. I love it.
It's one of the funniest movies ever made. It's
oh,
a perfect
dude.
satire. It's so good.
So funny. And my last one is Videodrome. I was in a Cronenberg mood. Was sort of feeling Videodrome. I hadn't seen it in a minute. I have the Criterion, so threw it back on. Well worth it. 5 stars. I love Videodrome.
I need to watch that. I was on a little Cronenberg kick earlier in the year, but I didn't watch that.
It's so
I do.
good.
I love Cronenberg, except The Brood. I think The Brood's kind of okay.
Yeah, that's my 3.
Sweet. First 2 for me. First one is The Avengers 2012. I mean, this movie is game changing. This was like the first big ensemble movie we got, and it's perfect. Each character gets a good amount of screen time, and it's just like Joss Whedon this is like the accomplishment of his career. It's just so incredible and so incredibly done. It's the perfect superhero movie in my opinion. Yeah, 5 stars easily, 100 out of 100, probably. And then after that, I watched Event Horizon for the first time. Has either of you seen this? Have either of you seen Event Horizon?
I need to. I really.
It's been on my watch list forever, but I haven't seen it.
You know, who says no to a nice little space horror? This movie is unhinged, man. It's awesome. It's paced incredibly, and it's 90 minutes. It goes by like that. Sam Neill is great. Lawrence Fishburne is great. Jason Isaacs is in it, and he's great. And we love Jason Isaacs. Shout out A Cure for Wellness.
Hell yeah.
Which, Jagger, you need to watch that. That movie is peak. Yeah, just an incredible film that you guys should definitely check out. I really, really enjoyed it. I've never seen anything else Paul W.S. Anderson has done. He did, like, the Resident Evil movies and Alien vs. Predator and the 90s Mortal Kombat. So kind of a crazy filmography. But yeah, Event Horizon, check it out. It is incredible.
Very cool.
Evan, what's your first one?
My first one, me and Ben have been wanting to... We've been doing a little Fellini binge. Not a binge, because it's taking fucking forever. We watched Knights of Cabria. We watched I Vitelloni. And we watched... Yeah, this is the third one. We watched La Strada. Finally. Right before, so now we can watch La Dolce Vita, because shout out Alex. Alex has been our Fellini guide. He's like, you need to watch these movies before you watch this. You need to watch this before this. He's the like biggest Fellini fan on the planet. I loved La Strada. I gave it a 4.5 with a heart. I think it's phenomenal. It's about this girl. She gets sold into a circus, and she's just trying to find her way. You know, it's got a lot of scenes of conflict, but then these sequences where she escapes and just explores the world, and it's got similar vibes to Knights of Cabria at times, which is my favorite Fellini so far. Gave that one a 5. Yeah, La Strada's amazing. I don't know if you've seen it, Jagger.
No, I want to start with 8.5.
You started with 8.5?
I want to start with 8.5.
Oh, dude, Alex was like, you can't watch 8.5 till you've seen every other Fellini movie. He said you won't like it or appreciate it as much unless... And he's seen every Fellini movie at least 4 or 5 times in theater, so we were like, okay. Alex is crazy. He only watches movies in theaters. He won't watch movies at home.
Really?
Yeah, he lives in Philadelphia, and they just play everything at the Philadelphia Film Center.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, so he was very adamant that we watch Knights of Cabria, La Strada, and I Vitelloni before La Dolce Vita, and then a few others, and then 8.5. Because I was like, oh, I want to watch 8.5. It sounds amazing.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too.
Yeah, and he's like, you should message him about it.
I will.
And he was like, yeah, do this. La Strada, yeah, La Strada's great. This Fellini, I need to pull up the composer's name, but this is like Christopher Nolan and Hans Zimmer level of like synchronicity. Like these two are on just an insane level. The score in these Fellini movies is just insane. It's so good. Nino Rota is this? I think this is the guy. Oh, maybe not. Maybe he scored the first 2 Godfathers. The guy that scored La Strada as a little. And yeah, he's the Fellini guy. Yeah, it's insane. He's such a good composer. The music's amazing. So yeah, Strada 4.5. Very good.
Sweet. Right. Jagger?
My next one is Delta Space Mission. This movie has like 2,000 logs on Letterboxd or something. And I found it on the Criterion channel and it looked cool. It sounded like an animated version of 2001 about like people that are on a spaceship and they find out that AI is running the spaceship. Uh, Dude, this movie was just cool. It has like the visual style of Fantastic Planet with the plot of 2001: A Space Odyssey. So like if that sounds your speed, check this one out. Really good. Next is Love Lies Bleeding because I had gotten the Love Lies Bleeding 4K and watched it once, but I love Love Lies Bleeding. Which by the way, A24 shop selling the I Saw the TV Glow Blu-ray. I already have my
Saw
order
that.
in for it. Dude,
I need to
yes.
order it. Yeah.
Yeah, Love Lies Bleeding is a 5 for me. I think it's one of the smartest films to come out in the last like couple of years. I think it's really clever. Um, my last one, Nathan for You, Finding Francis. Cool. How
Fuck
many
yeah.
times I can log it, I don't even know, but I'll
Is this a
find that
movie
number.
or like a special or
It's the
what is
final
it?
episode of the show. It's like 90 minutes
Oh,
long.
yeah, you right.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Oh yeah. Next up for me, I watched this movie called The Pledge, directed by Sean Penn. It had been sitting on my watch list for a minute. So I finally tried to check it out. Stacked cast. You got Jack Nicholson, Helen Mirren, Aaron Eckhart, Robin Wright, Sam Shepard, Benicio del Toro, Patricia Clarkson, Mickey Rourke, Harry Dean Stanton, Tom Noonan. Just a crazy cast. It's like a crime thriller. A police chief about to retire pledges to help a woman find her daughter's killer. So it's like a crime mystery. It was okay, you know, not the best I've ever seen, but also definitely not the worst. Yeah, that one was all right. And then I followed that up with a little bit of Peak. I watched Megamind, or should I say,
Yeah.
rewatched Megamind. It's so damn good.
It's so funny.
Olo.
Hell yeah.
Megamind is just masterful. And the and Metrocity is, dude, it's so good.
I want to do a double feature of Megamind and Monsters versus Aliens.
That is a crazy
Monster
double
versus
feature.
Aliens, or is it Monsters and Aliens? I can't remember. That movie's fucking amazing. Regardless.
Yeah, that's true.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, those are my next two. Evan, what's your next one?
I did a triple feature of all the podcast movies in one, so I'll skip over those. After that, shout out to Remy again. Just a fucking goat. I said I need something under 2 hours to watch. I watched Road to Perdition. This is directed by Sam Mendes.
Oh, the one with Tom Hanks?
Yep. Starring Tom Hanks, Paul Newman, Jude Law, Daniel Craig, Stanley Tucci, Jennifer Jason Leigh. You don't like this movie, Trey?
No, it's boring.
Give it a 2-star? Damn. I love this
It's a
movie.
snooze fest,
I
dude.
give this a 4.5. This movie is so good. This is part coming of age movie, part gangster flick. Jude Law is so good in this. Oh. Everyone.
Who directed it again?
Sam Mendes, the GOAT.
Yeah.
Oh, he's the one who did American Beauty.
He did 1917, American Beauty, Skyfall. He's a great director. Yeah, really good. I liked it a lot. The score was insane. The score was so good. I don't know who did it. Yeah, really fucking good. Loved it. 4.5. Remy has yet to miss on a recommendation, honestly. It's crazy. Dude knows ball.
Yeah. Jagger, what about you? What's your next three?
My next three. Logan, I watched in preparation for Deadpool and Wolverine 3.5.
This is fucking
Alright.
insane.
Deadpool and Wolverine we already talked about, so I'm gonna skip over it. Fantastic Planet 5. After watching Delta Space Mission, I was like, oh, I want to watch that again. It's 5. It's brilliant. I can't even comprehend how a movie like that gets animated and put together. It's excellent. And my last of my three is Solo, which I'd like to talk about for a second.
Yeah.
Evan,
It, dude, here's okay. I want to preface really quick before you start this.
mhm.
I thought you were gonna give this a 5. I thought you were gonna be so dialed in on the political commentary.
I
I have never
was.
seen such relief to see a score. I won't spoil it, but to see what you gave this movie, because yeah, this is a bad movie. This is a boring movie.
Okay, so you read my review, right?
I did, yeah.
What'd you think of that? Because I'll talk about it in a second, but I want to hear
Yeah.
what you thought of that first.
Let me go back to it really quick because I read it last week and you know, let
I
me
don't have access to my letterbox, so sadly I
yeah.
can't read the review, but
Um. Oh yeah, the Epstein thing kind of came out of nowhere. Not gonna lie.
where?
It
What do you mean?
well, I just
Because it makes sense.
yeah.
So
I
basically,
mean,
I compared this movie to the Stanford Prison Experiment and Epstein's
which
Island.
yeah,
More or less.
it's a good comparison. It just took me aback because I did not pay a lot of mind to this movie, but
Okay.
Stanford Prison Experiment, great comparison.
Yeah,
But
so for those of you that somehow don't know what this movie's about, for a little bit of context,
yeah,
it's about 9 male teenagers and 9 female Trey, do you know what this movie's about? Like, are you familiar at all?
No.
Okay. Oh boy. 9 male teenagers and 9 female teenagers that are kidnapped into a mansion where a bunch of old fetishists come and pay
fascist
his
fetishes.
fascist fetishists come and pay to sexually abuse the teenagers. And they're
Yeah.
like,
This sounds like a fun time of a movie.
You didn't read the subtitle, Jagger. It's Salo or the
or the
120 Days of
120 days
Sodom.
of Sodom. Not, yeah.
Yeah.
Sodom meaning like vice and corruption, though.
Uh, sure. Okay.
Yeah, not, you get what I mean.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Um, so like, yeah, there are like a bunch. Not to spoil anything, but this movie really like quickly gets into like a bunch of teenagers on all fours, naked with leashes and collars. It's weird, dude. It is a weird movie, but it has a whole lot to say. So like, it is a political commentary at its most vicious, with like really harsh imagery and a lot of gross stuff going on. I'm trying to think of how to word this because again, I don't have my review up.
Also, Trey, the director was assassinated before this movie came out.
That's
People
crazy.
were people were not happy with this movie existing
Yeah.
at all. Um, and while I said in my review, it's hard to watch a movie like this and not feel more disturbed than you would in a movie like Old Boy or another like Human Centipede 2, because while those movies are, you're able to say to yourself, this is just fiction, this is nothing. Look at a case like Epstein's Island. Older, rich, famous people paying to go and abuse sexually people younger than the subjects in this movie. You're talking about something that breaks past fiction in a way that is harsh and disgusting, but it makes a watch like this so much more insane. Because, especially again, with a lot of stuff in the news recently, with a whole lot of famous people, it takes a case that you hear about so much on the news and it adds another layer to it. Because it's one thing to read about a case or something and throw it away and be like, oh, that's just another case. But then when you actually see it on screen, it makes it a whole lot harder to read something like that and let it be another throwaway. So this is a really important piece of cinema, but I hated every single second of watching it. I would not call it boring because I was really, really sick to my stomach from a lot of the
It
content. I
was
felt
any scene when the old lady is telling the sex stories. I was like, holy fuck, get this. They drag on so long, and it's just old dudes giving each other hand jobs. It's so fucking boring. Like
yeah, it is.
you hate this movie because it makes you feel gross. I hate this movie because I think it's a bad movie and I think it's really boring. And it's interesting that you bring up Human Centipede 2 made me feel way dirtier than this movie did. Because,
It's on par for me. It's the
yeah,
same level of illness.
it's weird. Like, for me, it's like a Serbian film way up here. There's one scene that's horrific with a baby. It's awful. And then it's like Cannibal Holocaust, the turtle scene, really bad. Super disturbing. And then it's like Human Centipede 2 around here. Solo's like Solo didn't bother me. There's like this scene with some eyeballs at the end of the movie that I thought was pretty gross. I was just like so anytime, and it happens a lot. This fucking old lady telling sex stories.
It happens a good bit. Yeah.
It's so like I just checked out during those scenes, honestly.
It's just a gross movie, dude.
Yeah.
And like I totally get what it has to say, but you can only say so much before.
Yeah.
And again, it's the case for you and for a lot of other people, Evan, that you can only do so much before your commentary fades into obscurity
Yeah.
and people view this more as just a sick, twisted movie.
It's also a long movie.
It's like
an
2
hour.
hours.
It's 2 hours long. It's 116 minutes.
So, like, this movie does a lot. It's very important, but I fear it does too much. So, yeah, this is on the 1001 movies to watch before you die list. Like, sure, but also no.
Yeah.
Like, do what you want with that. I don't mind. I gave it 1 star. I hated every second of watching it. But if you give this any rating of all of your 10 options, you are entirely justified. I see no problem with it. Yeah, that's my third one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Here, I'm gonna mute for 1 second. I got it.
Okay.
I'll do it.
Man, I was dozing off there for a second.
Yeah.
Golly,
great.
man.
Here's the thing with Solo. It's very much shock value. There's a lot of scenes where Jagger was implicating with the leash thing, where they're forced to eat poop. But in the IMDb trivia, they say that the poop was actually fudge, and all of the teenage actors were having a super fun time on set, and it was super lighthearted all the time. So I'm like, oh, this isn't particularly like it's not disturbing because I know the kids are having a good time. They're just hanging out, eating some chocolate. I'm like, all right, on to the next.
Yeah.
Bad movie.
All right. Next up for me, I watched what might be besides Long Legs, of course, might be, but Long Legs isn't really a horror. Long Legs is more of like a crime thriller.
Yeah, you could call it what you want.
What might be the best just straight up horror movie of this year? Can you guess?
Oh yeah, Abigail.
Sammy, those are fucking
dude.
onions. 5 stars. This movie's a blast.
It is so much fun.
And I know you said Dan Stevens makes this movie, which I totally agree with. Dan Stevens is so goddamn good in this movie. But Kevin Durand, dude.
Yeah, Mr. Elon Musk lookalike.
Kevin Durand, Catherine Newton, Melissa Barrera, looking fine as usual.
Yep.
And R.I.P. I'd never seen Angus Cloud in anything. He is so funny in this movie.
He's so funny, dude. That whole scene in the basement is hilarious.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, this movie just rips. I might watch it again today.
Yeah.
It's so damn good.
For you?
It's on Peacock.
Oh, shit. God damn it.
Yeah. Abigail. Excellent.
Do you have Abigail higher than Ready or Not?
I've never seen Ready or Not. We've talked about this, Evan.
Dude, you gotta watch it. Sorry. If you like Abigail, you gotta watch Ready or Not. They're the same vibes. Fuck yeah.
And then I followed that up with Monolith. One that the fellas from the Discord were really into.
Remy again.
For a while. Remy found it. This was really, really good. I really enjoyed it. It was tense. It was cool. I like the podcast viewpoint of it, where she's interviewing people and slowly figuring out. Crazy ass ending.
Yeah.
When that happened, I thought there was going to be more after, and then the movie just ended. So that was pretty crazy.
The audio design is sick. Anytime it's the podcast, the dialogue is so loud. Really cool movie.
Yeah. Very, very good. I really enjoyed that. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
What's your next one?
My next one... Oh, yeah. Another watch party with the boys in the Discord. We watched Kill, which I think... Yeah, it came out this year in North America. It came out last year in India, I believe. This is the raid on a train with the over-the-top style action that you get from Bollywood, Tollywood, whatever. I'm not sure. Sorry. This movie's a blast. The first 45 minutes is kind of... It's not slow, but it's not over-the-top action. And I'd heard about how violent this movie was, and I was like, okay, let's do it. And it's, pretty tame. And then something happens to one of the characters, and this movie fucking cranks it to 11. And it is so insanely violent and gory and over-the-top and ridiculous, and it is so much fun. I loved Kill. Kill is awesome. I gave it a 4.5. I think it's one of the best movies of the year. The score is really cool. It's pretty... Did you miss a run?
What?
Did you miss a run? That was a deep sigh.
No, dude. Oh. I'm just I'm going into a fucking food coma right now.
Oh shit. Yeah.
I'm just trying to stay awake.
Kill was sick.
And Evan, we've never met in real life. I'm a bit chubby, so if I sit the wrong way, my gut just presses on my lungs, and I'm like, you know.
Hey, dude, same, honestly.
I have old man problems. Whenever I lean over, it gets hard to breathe. Because I'm you know.
Yeah.
I'm chubby, dude.
Who cares?
It's just the way life is.
Yeah. Yeah, Kill is sick. You should watch it. It's fucking awesome. It rips.
Okay.
It was
Sweet.
me, Alan, Jonathan recommended it, but then he left the watch party. Alan gave it... Dude, he didn't even log it. What the fuck? That's weird. Ian gave it a 4.5. That's Man of the Yellow Hat. Yeah, sick movie. All my mutuals have it really highly rated. It's awesome. It rips.
Sweet.
Do you want to just keep going? You want to do your next one?
Yeah, I'll do my next two. Because Jagger has disappeared. Next two. Oh man, yeah. I talked about 47 Meters Down next week. I was like, yeah, I haven't seen the second one. Maybe I'll check it out. I checked it out. It sucks butt. It's really bad. There's not too much else to say.
Yeah.
Some hot babes in it.
Nice.
That's about it. And John Corbett is in it, and we love John Corbett. So, he's the husband from My Big Fat Greek Wedding.
Oh yeah, hell yeah.
And he's cool as fuck. So, yeah, that sucked ass. And then I decided I haven't watched Superman Returns since I was a kid, which is the one with Brandon Routh and Kevin Spacey. This movie did not hold up, I'll be quite honest.
Damn. Is this the Kevin Spacey one? Sorry.
Yeah. So the nice thing about this is that it is a direct sequel to the OGs, the ones with Christopher Reeve. Which, have you seen those?
No, but I have seen Superman Returns.
Once you're done with the X-Men movies, at least watch the first two. They bang,
I should,
dude.
because yeah, I've said it, like I've seen Man of Steel and that's it, and like Superman Returns when I was a kid. That's it.
Yeah, watch the OGs from the 80s. They're both 5 stars for me. At least the first two. And Gene Hackman is Lex Luthor. So, that's very good. But yeah, the nice thing about that is that they use the same, like, John Williams score.
Yeah.
Like the... Ba-da-ba. Nope, that's Indiana Jones. God, I can't remember it off my top of my head. But yeah, this John Williams Superman score goes crazy. But yeah, that movie doesn't hold up. Cool story about it, though. My friend Michael, who's the actor that I've told you guys about?
Yeah.
He was in Zoom and that other movie. We were going to have him on soon. I think I'm talking with him right now. But he was actually cast to play Superman in Superman Returns before Bryan Singer was the director.
Oh, shit.
And he had done like screen tests in the suit and everything. And then the first director got fired and they hired Bryan Singer, and Bryan Singer decided he didn't like him. So,
damn. Shout out to Bryan Singer for being an awful human being.
Yeah, what a piece of shit.
Fuck that guy. Makes good Superman movies, though.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Yeah.
What's your next one, Evan?
Yeah, next one. I finished Bad Boys 4. I told you guys I watched the first hour and then I had to leave to go somewhere. I don't remember. This is fucking awesome. It's just awesome. It's as good as the first two, whether you like the first two or not. This is insanely well directed. The action is so well directed. It boggles my mind that they canceled the Batgirl movie, because there's no way it's bad, because this movie's action is just all over the top peak. You've seen the first two Bad Boys, Trey, or have you seen...
I've never seen a Bad Boys movie in my life.
Oh, shit. Okay, we'll talk about it at some point. There's a character that is played for comic relief in the first two movies heavily, and he goes absolutely sicko mode in this movie and kills like 15 dudes in a house invasion. It's fucking awesome. Have you ever seen that clip? It's from Bad Boys 2, where this guy Reggie comes to Will Smith and Martin Lawrence's house.
Yeah, of course I've seen it.
Yeah, so...
Who the fuck are you?
Yeah, Reggie! Dude, so Reggie gets married to Martin Lawrence's daughter. I can't remember. One of the two daughters.
Yeah.
Who knows? And, yeah, let me tell you, he goes fucking insane in this movie. Bad Boys Ride or Die is sick. I can't believe it's as good as it is. 4.5. It's peak. Absolute peak.
Jagger?
I gotta pee again.
Okay.
I might miss this. I need to say this. Yes Man is peak. Jagger, you're wrong. I'll be back.
Jagger, we went twice. Do you want to give us 6?
Yeah, I'll just rattle off 6. Fast Times, 5 stars. My number 2 of all time. Yes Man. Or number 3? Number 3. Yes Man, 2.5. I mean, it's alright. It's funny. It has a couple of funny moments. But I've been powering through Jim Carrey's filmography, and it's definitely one of his weaker works. I saw The TV Glow again, 5 stars. I've said more than enough about that. Corky Romano, 3.5. Trey, have you seen Corky Romano?
Mm-mm.
It's Chris Kattan playing, like, a mob guy. So...
That sounds outstanding.
Yeah, that's what I was saying, too.
I'm in. I was in when you said Chris Kattan.
Yeah, and it is exactly what you think that looks and sounds like. He's, like, a mob guy that, like... Oh, man. Not gonna spoil anything. Please watch that. It is so good. Then, double featured that with Peak, Spookly the Square Pumpkin. 0.5 star. Don't know how I stumbled across that movie, but, like... Alright, it's about a square pumpkin.
Alright.
Yeah. And then, Oh Hello on Broadway.
Yet again. Alright, I'll give my next 2.
Alright.
Let's see. Yes, I get to talk about a movie that I wanted to talk about. So I watched. I don't have any mutuals that have logged this. I don't think I have any mutuals that have watched this. Jagger, you have it on your watch list. I watched David Mamet's State and Maine with Alec Baldwin, Philip Seymour Hoffman, Clark Gregg, Patty Lupon, William H. Macy, Sarah Jessica Parker, David
that's
Paymer.
That's like a Boogie Nights level cast.
Yeah,
Wow.
dude. Crazy cast. It was great. This was my first experience with David Mamet. Well, no, he wrote Glengarry Glen Ross, and I've seen that and really liked it. But this was my first experience with a directed David Mamet movie. His most popular is House of Games with Lindsay Krause and Joe Mantegna. But yeah, State and Maine. Philip Seymour Hoffman continuing to prove he's the best part of every movie he's in. If you think about any movie with Philip Seymour Hoffman, the best part is Philip Seymour Hoffman. Every single time. No question about it. Yeah, it was really, really excellent. Jagger, I think you'd be really, really into this. It's David Mamet. It's very
channel, right?
Yeah. It's very, very interesting the way he directs. My dad really likes David Mamet. My dad really loves this movie. My dad talks about how David Mamet he directs the actors to just read the script, so everybody sounds kind of deadpan, but it kind of works. It's really interesting, Jagger. I think I'd be interested. I'm really interested to hear your thoughts on this. I really liked it. William H. Macy, Philip Seymour Hoffman, carry it. And then after State and Maine, I watched a film called Ghost Stories. And the only reason I watched it was because Martin Freeman was in it, and I love Martin Freeman. I mean, who doesn't? Martin Freeman is the GOAT.
That's the guy from Miller's Girl, right?
I can't believe that's the thing you know him from. He's been in so much.
That's the only time I've heard his name, unfortunately.
He's in The Hobbit, bro.
The
peak bit.
That's true. Yeah. It wasn't very good. Don't watch it. It's on Shudder. It's poopy. Yeah. So that's about all I've got for those two. Evan, what's your next one?
Next one, watched X-Men 1 yesterday. It's sick. It's just sick. Like, the characters are so good. The visuals are insane. The shot of the senator's face popping through the steel bars in the prison. Chef's kiss, dude. It's just so good. I loved it. Yeah. Magneto's great. Like, he's such a great villain, and the original cast's just amazing. Yeah, loved it. 4.5 peak.
You glitched out. What'd you say?
Oh yeah, it's just peak 4.5.
Yeah.
Dude, did you know every episode of Sherlock is loggable on Letterboxd?
Oh, say less.
I might have to go watch Sherlock now.
The episodes.
Well, some of them are.
They're really long though. That's why. They're like over an hour.
They're all like 90 minutes.
Yeah.
Oh, that makes sense then.
Hell yeah.
All right. Trey, how many more do you have? Because I printed out my watch list for the week, and I've still got like 2.5 pages left of like this many squeezed onto a page. So I've got a lot left.
I've one left.
I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 left.
You have 10 left. Hold on, let me count really quick.
You have one left? Evan, why don't you do your last one?
Yeah, I watched X-Men 2 today. It's fucking awesome. It's one of the best comic book movies of all time. It's a 5-star.
Yeah.
It's hard as shit. Yeah, it's amazing. I loved it. Dude, Iceman, the GOAT, Sean something. Ash.
He also, the crazy part is like his opposite in X2 is Pyro,
Dude,
who's
what an
always
asshole.
messing with the lighter. And
Yeah.
who does Iceman play in The Boys? Lamplighter. He plays Lamplighter in season 3, who's always messing with the lighter, like he has one. That's how he uses his powers.
Yeah.
So, kind of a cool little Easter egg if you
Pyro
think
is
about
such
it.
an asshole in fucking X2. It's disgusting. What an asshole.
Yeah.
Little demon.
Jagger, how many?
I've got like 27 left.
Jesus Christ.
All right, you do 3, I'll do 1.
Okay.
But we got speed round. Let's go.
Okay. Wedding Singer, 1998, 4.5. Love The Wedding Singer. Waterboy, 4.5. Love Waterboy. Aware of the Wolf. This is my dad's movie. Go watch it. It's on Tubi. It's funny. 3.5.
Next up for me, Wind Talkers with Nick Cage. This movie rips. What's his face is in this? Well, Mark Ruffalo's in it. Oh, and Peter Stormare. Evan.
Love him.
Christian Slater. He's in it. This movie rips. I want a resurgence of Nick Cage and John Woo movies. They haven't missed as a duo yet. Wind Talkers and Face Off. So we need another one. Yeah. Jagger, go.
Oh, 3 more. Battleship Potemkin, I watched back with like Family Nest. 1925, 4.5, really good. Doom Generation, I watched this again, 5. I had it at 4.5 for a while. Dude, this movie is astonishing. 5 this time. Really unbelievable film. And then Shallow Hal. It was playing on cable at the hotel I was in. I have this at a 3. It's a little bit much.
Shallow Hal is where I learned what cankles are.
It's a little bit much. Jason Alexander is Jason Alexander. Yeah, 3 stars.
Hell yeah. Next up for me, I watched for the first time Ang Lee's Hulk, which starring Eric Bana and Jennifer Connelly and Sam Elliott and Nick Nolte and Josh Lucas. Just a stacked cast. I think there's a lot to love here. Obviously, it ain't great, but I do think there's a lot to love as far as the cinematography in this goes crazy. Like the comic book looking transitions. I think the character design of how the Hulk looks is really cool. The action is really cool. Obviously, the CGI needs some work, but it did come out in 2003, so what can you expect? The performances are good. Eric Bana is a delight, as always. Jennifer Connelly, looking smoking, as always. Yeah, that's about it.
Nice.
I have to say about that one.
My next one, Nutty Professor, 1.5. Couldn't
L.
even begin to explain to you why that movie exists, because I can't.
Childhood
Fighting
crap.
with My Family with Florence Pugh and The Rock. 3.5.
Is that the one about the wrestlers?
Yeah, that's the one about Paige. Yeah,
Yeah, I want to watch that.
it's pretty cool. It's pretty good. 3.5. And then Killer Bean Forever, 5 stars. Full and well convinced that this bean could beat John Wick. Genuinely, I believe it. You gotta watch this movie, dude. It's about like a bean, and there's like a party going on of other beans at a building nearby, and he goes and shoots the place up. it's like, man, it's something. It's really something.
Dude, that poster is so hard. Dude, the rating graph for it is crazy.
What's
It
what's
has
the graph?
it has 6,705 stars, and then just a bunch of other ratings. It's all 5 stars. Hell yeah! I need to watch it. I cannot wait to watch it.
I'll send you a
Yeah.
link. It's on Internet Archive. It's so
Okay.
good.
Is that your next 3?
Yeah.
Next up for me, I watched. I think I've decided this is my all-time favorite movie. It's taken over Tron. It's taken over La La Land. It's taken over The Shining, The Exorcist, Tron Legacy. It's my all-time favorite. This was my 15th time logging it on Letterboxd
Hell yeah, dude.
in the last year. And guess what? I was still just as entertained and still just as hyped as when
Oh, dude,
the first
love
time I
Tron
watched it.
Legacy.
Shut
So
up,
good.
Jagger. Shut up. Tron Legacy is peak. The visuals are peak, and it's one of the greatest soundtracks to ever
Yep,
exist.
Yeah, the Daft Punk cooked so hard.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's my next one. Jagger?
All right, The Strangers Chapter 1. I bought this Blu-ray. I'm not embarrassed to admit that. I went out to Walmart and I bought this Blu-ray. I did. I love Strangers Chapter 1. Even though I have it at 3 stars, this is a super entertaining movie. I love it. I think it's one of the better horror movies to come out this year. Honestly, I do. It's really unbelievably entertaining.
There
I
is
stand
one
by that.
entertaining scene in the movie, and it's when the main dude accidentally shoots a farmer in the face. It's so fucking funny. The rest of it is so... Dude.
Jagger, you weren't even here when we talked about the most entertaining horror movie of 2024.
What was it?
Abigail.
It's Abigail.
You gotta watch it, dude.
Oh, I gotta
Abigail's
watch
so
Abigail.
peak.
Sammy,
I gotta watch
those
Abigail.
are fucking
Oh
onions.
my god, that's so peak. I need to watch it again. Also, Trey, shout out to Joseph Kaczynski for being just the craziest director ever, cooking Tron Legacy and Top Gun Maverick.
And soon to be the greatest racing movie of all
Yep.
time, F1.
Oblivion, very underrated sci-fi.
Yeah,
But yeah,
Um,
I
bro
stand
is
by
just
that.
a Chad.
I really like Strangers Chapter 1. I really like it. Next I watched Land of Bad 1.5. What in the name of God was this? Please.
This makes me so mad, bro. Oh
Is that
my-
the dad movie on Netflix?
Yes.
Yeah, I watched this movie with my grandparents. Cause I don't know, they were like, "Oh, let's watch a good movie." So I was like, "Oh, Evan was talking about this
Doesn't
one."
your dad like this movie?
My dad does like this movie. Unfortunately, my grandma tapped out at the torture scene. She was not having any of that. And after it was over, I was talking to my grandfather about it, and he was like, I thought about it a little bit. Jagger, I think that's the worst movie I've ever seen.
God damn it, dude.
Shout out to my grandpa.
That's
I know he
crazy.
might be listening.
Illness runs in the family, honestly.
Oh yeah, I forgot about our bit. Sorry, Jagger's grandpa.
Yeah, man. That he didn't like it, but it's bad. It's really bad.
It's so fun.
It makes no sense. It's really unrealistic. It's just
Slow-mo
stupid.
is so good.
There's so much slow-mo. This makes Zack Schneider look speedy.
It's peak.
My God.
Dude, Trey, it's so peak. You're gonna love
Come
it.
on, man. There's better movies to entertain yourself with.
I
I'll
have it at a
steer
high
away
4.
from this one. That's so bad.
Dude, Russell Crowe's
And my
so
last
funny in
one,
it.
To Live and Die in L.A. Let me sell you on this one, Evan, because I think I can.
Yeah, I was
30 year-
so close to watching this, and then the X-Men conversation came up, and I watched X-Men instead.
30-year-old Willem Dafoe, William Peterson. It's directed by William Friedkin doing an impersonation film of Michael Mann. The whole score is done by Wang Chung. And
The band?
Yeah, the score
And
is
it, like-
done by Wang Chung.
Like, everybody have fun tonight. Everybody
Yeah.
have fun tonight.
That band.
That Wang Chung? Oh
That
my
Wang Chung.
god! You could have given me unlimited guesses on what 80s band did a score for a movie, and none of them would have been Wang Chung.
And dude, they cooked so unbelievably hard with this movie.
That's amazing.
I'm not a Wang Chung fan. I've not been known to just listen to Wang Chung on the daily, but
Except for that one song. Everybody have fun tonight. Everybody Wang Chung tonight. Yeah, that's a banger, dude.
Dude, when you get the chance, listen to the opening theme song for this movie. It is a banger. Oh my god. Oh, and it's really good. Like, Willem Dafoe gives a great performance. William Peterson gives an amazing performance. The visuals are spectacular. The sound design is great. The story is great. This movie, and again, I'm telling you this with full honesty, give this 2 to 3 rewatches. This could top Chungking Express. And I mean that wholeheartedly. It is that good. Yeah, please give this a watch. It's so good. It's so good.
Yeah. Next up for me. Oh boy. I watched Tour de Pharmacy. This is an HBO original spoof of every documentary about the Tour de France. Let me make this very clear. The physically hardest sporting event in the world, don't let anybody tell you different, is the Tour de France. Cyclists, professional cyclists, are a different level. These guys are riding 100 to 150 miles every single day for 3 weeks, climbing mountains, through some of the most treacherous roads in the world on their bikes. And pro cycling is... Are you guys both laughing at me?
I'm reading the cast list right now, bro. What the fuck?
Yeah, this thing's only 40 minutes.
I've never heard of it before.
It is a spoof because not only is it physically the hardest, but cycling is also the dirtiest sport when it comes to steroids. Everybody is juicing in cycling because they just destroy their bodies. Let me go through the cast for you. Orlando Bloom, Andy Samberg, John Cena, Jeff Goldblum, J.J. Abrams, Mike Tyson, Lance Armstrong, Kevin Bacon, James Marsden, Dolph Lundgren, Freddie Huffman, Danny Glover, Daveed Diggs, Will Forte, Nathan Fielder, Joe Buck, Chris Webber, Chris Romano, John Hamm, just some of the Edgar Wright.
What the fuck?
This movie, it's not even a movie, it's a short. It is so fucking funny. I was crying the entire time.
If we wrap the pod soon enough, I might watch this. This sounds amazing.
Isn't there also another HBO spoof movie where Andy Samberg plays a Wimbledon tennis player?
Yeah, it's yeah, I know exactly which one. I can't remember what it's called, but yeah, that's another one. But yeah, you guys should watch this. Tour de Pharmacy. It's 40 minutes. It's on Max.
That tennis one is the same director. 7 Days in Hell.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's a spoof about the Borg versus McEnroe.
Yeah, that sounds
thing.
Right.
Yeah, but the tennis match lasted 7 days straight.
Yeah. I mean, that has a stacked cast, too.
Do I need to gaslight people into watching this with me tonight?
Dude, it is so funny. It is so funny. Highly recommend. Jagger? Next 3?
My next 3. Wayne's World, 4.5. Gotta love Wayne's World.
The greatest comedy. I mean, one of the greatest comedies of all time.
Dude, I would not fight you on that. It's so funny.
If you're gonna spew into this.
My dad showed me Wayne's World at such a young age, it just set me on the right path.
I watched that at the perfect age. I was 14 when I watched that for the first time. Jagger, I was your age. And unlike you, I was rot. Like, did I glitch out?
A
Yeah.
little.
Unlike you, I was a degenerate. It was like brain rot and just like, I mean, like Evan said, just a degenerate. And I thought this was the funniest movie I have ever seen. The scene where they're in the drive-thru, I think it's the first one. It's either, I like the second one better. The second one has more bits that I enjoy, but the first one, where they're in the drive-thru and Wayne's like, "Can I get like and and then it like cuts to, if we don't get your order exactly right, you get your food for free." And so he's like intentionally breaking up, and then the guy names it all back to him, and he's like, "Yeah, that's it."
I love Mike Myers.
Dude, Mike Myers, Dana Carvey, absolute peak.
Yeah.
Dude,
All right.
you're amazing. I like to play.
My next one, speaking of getting people on the right path, my 8-year-old brother has been getting into movies recently. So I wanted to show him something that sort of had some kind of lesson to it. So I showed him Where's the Friend's House, which is 90 minutes. It's from Iran. And he gave it a 3.5.
That is not what I would show my little brother to teach him a lesson about movies.
No, but
W.
it says something about me and the house I set for an 8-year-old who gives an Iranian movie about like 2 8-year-olds in their class a higher score than Twisters. I just think there's something great about that.
You have to show him. Fuck, what was that movie called? The shoe one.
Oh, Children of Heaven.
Yeah, dude, great movie. But I have this at a 4.5. It's a 94 out of 100 for me. I think it's excellent. Problemista, dude. Have either of you seen Problemista?
I haven't seen it, but my Letterboxd mutuals either give this movie 5 stars or 2 stars.
Really, this is a 4-star for me. I think it's really funny.
Remy, it's his least favorite movie of the year. He fucking hated it.
There's truly not a movie I've seen in a long time that's this distinct with style. So if you're not into movies that are really, really unbelievably stylistic, then this is not going to be for you. But I am into that type of movie, so this worked really well for me.
I want to check it out. Tyler really loves it too.
It's really good.
Nice.
Next one for me. This one, I'm going to take a little time. Actually, never mind. It's the next one after this. I watched the Amityville Horror remake. I've seen the original. Yeah, the remake with Ryan Reynolds and Melissa George. Holy cow, this movie's shit.
Yeah, that's really bad.
Oh my god. Just go watch the original. The original is so damn good.
That was like a sleepover horror movie with the boys that we watched. It was awful.
Yeah, that movie, it's stinky, dude. It's so bad. Just go watch the original.
Did you give it a half
I gave it 2 stars. The original is pretty good. I have the original at a 3.5.
Nice.
Just go watch the original. Jagger, what's your next 3?
Give me 1 second.
Did you know Amityville is like an entire franchise?
Yep.
I didn't know that. All right, how many more do you have?
I have 1, 2, 3. How many do you have?
I have 4, so I'll just tick off my 4, then you tick off your 3.
Okay.
Okay. Inside, again, last night, because when I said To Live and Die in LA, from then on has been one day. Or I watched To Live and Die in LA around midnight the night before. So I was really
a movie I need to watch at nighttime?
To Live and Die in LA?
Yeah. Is
I'll,
it like
I'll,
Thief or...
I'll bring it into the bonus episode. It is a nighttime movie, dude.
Okay.
It's vibes. So I drank a lot of coffee, and the next two are both last night late. I watched Inside. Again, the Willem Dafoe one. If anyone tells you this is a bad movie, they are objectively incorrect. Shoot that down. This movie is near perfect. I have it
Dude,
at a 4.5.
quick anecdote. I
Yeah.
was at work, and one of my shift supervisors I'm really close with, I don't think she'll listen to this, but shout out Liberty. She's my hashtag work bestie. We were talking about movies because she loves horror movies, and so we talk about movies a lot. But I was like, what's the most recent movie, new release you watched? And she was like, oh man, I have this movie. I love it. I loved it. I know a lot of people didn't, but I loved it. It was about this guy who tries to steal an art painting. And I was like, I've never seen it, but I know that's Inside because my buddy doesn't stop talking about it. And she was like, Trey, you've never seen it? You have to watch it. It's so good. And I was like, okay. Yeah, so now I have to watch Inside.
I'm gonna have to check that out.
Yeah, dude. It is unbelievable. It is a one-man show of Willem Dafoe locked in a penthouse just doing his thing. And it's just Willem Dafoe playing Willem Dafoe slowly diving into insanity. Oh my god. I
I remember
can't even
seeing
begin.
the trailer. The trailer was so good. I was like, this looks sick. And then all the reviews were like 2.5, 3, 3.5. And I was like, damn.
Yeah, I had read bad reviews, but I went to see it with my dad in like this small art house theater. And both of us were like, whoa, everybody hates that movie? Did we see the same thing? And dude, it is amazing. Next I have The Lighthouse. Watching The Lighthouse late at night is like Donnie Darko late at night. It is just a different experience. Yeah, man. Highly recommend.
Nice.
And then this morning I watched Lamb again, which I have had at 3.
The Icelandic movie?
Yeah.
I really want to see it. I really want to see it.
I read the synopsis. It sounds good.
Dude, me and Beth have been wanting to watch it forever, and we just haven't gotten around to it because it's foreign, and she, is not always in the mood for that.
I had it at a 3 a while ago. Watching it again with my current taste, I brought it up to a 4.5. It is really good. It is really, really weird.
Yeah.
But if that's your
really
thing,
want to see it.
go for it. Alright, Trey, let's take your 3 off. We are going for the long...
Dude, that's... Now that we're doing once a week, all of our episodes are going to be long like this. Yeah. And I know Evan is probably getting sleepy. Oh, wait, not yet. It's only 3:15.
It's 4:15, but yeah.
Yes, I know. It's 3:15 for me.
I'm making chicken fried rice for dinner. I'm excited. I'm going to finish...
Hell yeah.
Really quick, before you guys bust this out, I need to add this to my watch list. I've been watching Presumed Innocent. Finally gonna finish it tonight. I have 2 episodes left. Jake G, it's fucking amazing. You guys have to watch this. If you have Apple TV.
Is it better than Mindhunter?
Dude, it's not. It's too different to compare. But it's that same, tone. It's really good. It's really good. Yeah, I'm super excited to finish it.
See, but it's only on Apple TV Plus, and that means I have to watch it on my TV.
You get
what?
You get a free trial and just you get iTunes on your computer.
That's true. Yeah, I might do that then. Next up for me. So, I'm going to try not to get emotional while talking about this movie.
Oh.
I finally watched Aftersun.
What prompted you to watch it?
I don't know. I was like, I've been watching a lot of indie stuff lately. I want to check off one of the big ones that I haven't seen. Off my watch list. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to check out Aftersun. I mean, I'm starting to get I feel like when you're about to cry, I hear it, right? I feel it, man. First of all, let me say, this movie's fucking incredible.
Yeah.
It is... It is just so damn good. It's the really interesting thing, because I've been thinking about it nonstop, it's one that really sticks with you, and you wonder why. This movie made me feel more sad than any movie ever, and you wonder why, because nothing explicitly sad is shown on the screen. It's all stuff that Charlotte Wells alludes to, or you have to like infer. Um, but it's like the first like 20 minutes of this movie, it's like really happy and cute and wholesome, and then this like sense of dread and just like deep sadness just starts to build. Like you feel it, like I felt it inside. It just started to build, and I couldn't figure out why. I was just like, there's something about this that is so unbelievably heartbreaking. And that's what I think is so incredible about this movie, is that without ever showing anything explicitly sad, Charlotte Wells is able to like elicit these extremely, and I don't know if I'm the only one who had this experience, but was able to elicit these extremely deep sad emotions from me without even like showing anything explicitly sad, you know? Everything is inferred. It's inferred that the dad killed himself after the vacation. Spoilers, sorry. And I have kind of a theory that he was a closeted homosexual.
Yeah.
I mean, Jagger, do you because there's that one scene of her like seeing the two guys making out, and then there's like the scene of him in bed naked crying, and I'm like, am I reading into this here? And I was interested to ask you if you got that same vibe, because I know you always pick up on stuff that I don't.
I also did pick up on that vibe, and I know this is going to sound like I'm like a psychopath. I'm going to rewatch this tonight for the sheer sake of trying to like match what you're saying, because I haven't watched it since I've started to really get into like film.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I watched it when it first came out last year.
Did
for
you
the
see it in theaters?
No, I saw it like as soon as it came to streaming. I rented it because I wanted to see Oscar stuff at the time. I cried for a good hour and a half after this movie was over. I on that same page of I don't know why I'm sad, but I am. And that happened to me again with I Saw the TV Glow when I watched that for the first time.
Mm-hmm.
This is an unbelievably sad film. It hit me in a way that I hadn't been hit before from a movie, outside of maybe The Whale. Uh, it is unbelievably powerful in its ways that, again, are beyond comprehension. It is a masterpiece of modern film, and I think that it is a film that everybody needs to watch, regardless of their life experience, because it's going to hit everybody differently. I've seen people
Yeah.
that say they don't understand why people are finding it sad, and I think that that is understandable, but I think that there is some level of, like, suppressed emotions in there where it's like this movie is showing you things that you don't want to see, that you've experienced, that you haven't experienced, that you're afraid you're going to experience, and it shows you all of these things under layers. And if you don't want to peel back those layers to get to the core of this film, that is entirely up to you. But if you let this film speak to you in the way that it wants to speak to you, I think that this could single-handedly be the saddest film ever made in a lot of
Mm-hmm.
regards. But it is all about your ability to access your own emotions. And I think that there's a real power to a film being able to do that with, like you said, an artistic presence that never shows you necessarily anything sad.
It's the same as TV Glow. Like, well, I guess like maybe not the same, but TV Glow is very much like you have to pick it all apart yourself. Like it's that
Yeah.
same
Mm-hmm.
type of emotional pull.
Yeah.
Were you done, Jagger?
Yeah, I'm done.
I saw this movie in theaters with Beth. We didn't talk to each other on the drive home. This movie doesn't make me cry. I've seen it 5 or 6 times. I think it's a masterpiece.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the same. I mean, TV Glow makes me more emotional than this movie does. This movie makes me feel very empty inside. And I don't cry when I feel empty. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, we saw this in theaters. It was a pretty empty theater. We saw it at our like pretty run-down retro theater, and there was an old couple in there. They walked out. They did not like this movie. And yeah, it's like Jagger was saying, like this, you don't know why. Like even if you don't peel the layers back, you still will feel, you'll feel it, but you don't know
Yeah.
why, and then you got to dig a little deeper to feel it. And that was what we had. Like we saw, we didn't really talk on the drive home. We were just both kind of like taking it in. It's like 30-minute drive home, and every time I watch it, it just hits in a different way. We were having such a stupid fucking debate with, I can't remember who, one of the like dudes in the Real Talk that doesn't like this movie, about the carpet that he wants to buy, and he's like, why would he spend all that money on the carpet and this and that? And it's like, well, it's because he wants to, leave his mark. Like I think that Callum knew he was gonna kill himself. Like this is his farewell trip type thing. Like that's my thing.
Oh, 100%.
Goodbye. I was just looking through because there's two quotes in this movie that really speak to me, and I wanted to pull them up to get them right. My first, it's kind of a thing that, like, Sophie says, Frankie Corio is so fucking good in this movie, it's disgusting. Like, she is so amazing. But she has this little scene where she says, I think it's nice that we share the same sky. And Callum says, what do you mean? And she says, well, like, sometimes at playtime, I look up at the sky, and I think, if I can see the sun, I think the fact that we can both see the sun, so even though we're not actually in the same place, and we're not actually together, we're kind of, in a way, like, we're both underneath the same sky, so we're kind of together. Like,
yeah,
I got goosebumps just reading that shit. Like, he's on his way out, and she's on her way up to understanding life, like he's been through the ringer, and she's starting to understand life a bit deeper in the human experience, which I think is so interesting. The other quote, it makes me feel like shit and want to throw up. Callum's talking about where he's from, and he says, I don't have the full quote here, but he says, and there's this feeling once you leave where you're from, like where you grew up, that you don't belong there again. Dude, that just makes me feel so fucking disgusting inside. Like, that's the thing with this movie, is that he's having such deep conversations, and they feel so real. It's such an organic feeling movie, and man, it's powerful. The scene when he is sitting on the bed naked, and it's kind of fading in and out, and he's just like in pure pain mentally. Oh, it's horrifying. Yeah. I'm not gonna watch this tonight, but I kind of want to watch it again.
Yeah, so the biggest quote for me, because there's obvious undertones of them both struggling with depression, whether they know it or not, is Sophie's quote, where she says, don't you ever feel like you've just done a whole amazing day, and then you come home and you feel tired and down, and it feels like your organs don't work, they're just tired, and everything is tired, like you're sinking. Like, that could not be a more accurate quote of feeling depressed.
Yeah.
And yeah, this movie, it just blew me away. It was incredible. It's one of the best films I've seen in a while. This will definitely be breaking into my top 100 of all time, for sure. Yeah.
Did this movie also ruin Under Pressure for you, like it's ruined every single person who's seen this movie?
Oh, 1,000%.
Yeah.
I won't be able to listen to that now without getting emotional.
Yep.
Because it's like, it's not only this really sweet and wholesome after this, like, they've had, like, a huge fight, and,
yeah,
like, let's be honest, Callum was a bit of a dick, when he wouldn't go sing with her.
Yeah.
And it's like this pure happiness moment of like when dads are just like absolute goofballs, and and then it brings into perspective of why the club is a thing, because like that's the last happy memory she has of her dad and her. Yeah, dude, it fucking ruined that song for me. And then I followed that up with Inside Out.
Oh,
So,
Christ.
after I watched those, I decided I needed some levity, some humor before I went into work. So I watched Neighbors 2 Sorority Rising. Now, let's be honest. Neither of these movies are that great, but they are so damn funny. Zac Efron, Seth Rogen, I almost said Joe Rogan, Seth Rogen, Rose Byrne, Dave Franco, just immaculate. The scene in this where they're trying to spell sorority, because Zac Efron is like, because let's be honest, there's no I in sorority. And then Rose Byrne is trying to spell it, and they're like, Sorora Titty? What? And it's, dude, both these movies are just fucking hilarious. So that was a blast. And then my final one, Jagger and Evan, I want you both to add this to your watch list. This is a movie called Sam Was Here. It's a Shudder original. Only has, how many logs? 3.7 logs. 3.7 thousand logs on Letterboxd. Very small time. It's about this guy. California, Mojave Desert, 1998. A strange glow appears in the sky. Sam, a 40-something door-to-door salesman, travels through the few inhabited zones of the Californian desert in search of clients. Basically, he's traveling through this zone, not being able to find anybody, and then he starts getting hunted.
Damn.
And it's just crazy and unhinged, and there's so many twists. You should definitely go check it out. It's called Sam Was Here. Very, very good.
Same here. I'm on Netflix now.
And it's only 75 minutes. And Jagger, I gotta ask you something. Are you in the bathroom right now?
I am not in the bathroom. I just needed to go over to my phone charger, and I don't have anything to prop my camera up on right now, and I'm not just going to hold my phone.
Okay, because your camera came on, and I was like, that kind of looks like a bathroom. And I was like, if Jagger is recording while using the bathroom, that might be the most Chad moment I have ever seen. Like, hold on, guys, keep talking, but I'm just going to take a shit while we talk.
Oh, I did have to do that once while I had to sit in the bathtub of that hotel. Oh God, that was terrible.
Oh, I remember that. That was the first episode where the three of us were on together.
Yeah. Hell yeah. Oh. Before we get into the IMDb or the shit Béla Tarr movies, Trey, I will be watching X-Men 97 when I conclude my X-Men rewatch, and I would like you to also watch it so we can talk about it.
Okay.
It's 10 episodes, 30 minutes each. I've heard Cash started, and he said it's fucking perfect, so very excited.
Yeah. Okay. That concludes watch list. Let's move into our Béla Tarr films. Jagger, tell us about Damnation.
Okay, so Damnation's like a different kind of movie, right? The way I explained it to you, Evan, is that I like this movie in the same way that I like 10 Skies. Like, this movie has...
Yeah.
It has very little story. It's just emotionally driven visuals that really just stick together in this beautifully glum and dark and almost horrifying manner. The story's fine. It's about, a depressed guy that falls in love with, this bar singer. And, he loves her, so he sends her husband to go and do, a smuggling mission, so that he can get the husband away and try and seduce her. It's just dark. I'm not going to spoil anything. You can go watch this movie if you want. It's on the Internet Archive with really small subtitles.
Hey man, at least you had subtitles you could read.
Dude, it took me a while. I watched the first 15 minutes of fucking prefab people with Spanish subtitles.
You know what you could have done is go on Internet Archive and add English subtitles over the Spanish subtitles with a dark background. It'll go over it.
Yeah, well, we're not all smart like you, Jagger. So
I want to read Seth's review because Seth likes the movies that you like, Jagger, and he did not like this. So I'm just gonna read a little excerpt of this review.
Okay.
He gave this a 2-star. I can't say I much appreciated my first Tar, this first movie. Despite how sweeping and visually appealing numerous passages were, for the most part, I was uninterested and found it difficult to complete. Full of suffering and statements, but little enticed me between each visually arresting moment. A mood piece for sure, and one that I need to be in the correct frame of mind for, similar to Tarkovsky, but who knows. Maybe I'll warm up to this, however, I didn't get much from it.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. It's just a mood movie. Like if you want something that's gonna make you feel bad, like it's just a feel bad movie.
I gotta watch
And
this
that's
shit.
all it is. Story's fine, but this is Béla Tarr warming up to what became Satin Tango, with like glum visuals, moments that linger on for way longer than they need to, but for the purpose of making you feel it does it completely right. And I think that that's what Satin Tango did so well, was just making you feel bad. I think there are many things Satin Tango did right, which is why I'm excited to talk about it, and I'm really excited to rewatch it. So yeah, it is what it is. It's a fine movie, but if you're looking for an amazing Tar film, I imagine Wreckmeister Harmonies is going to be better. I imagine Turin Horse is going to be better than this is. I give it a
Here's
4.
the
I think that the visuals alone are enough to earn it a 4, but if you're looking for a movie that's better for a mass audience, I do think Satin Tango and such are a way better way to lean.
You know what's not better? Probably the
What?
prefab people.
Oh god.
yeah,
Let's get into it.
Evan, you give your actual thoughts on this.
Yeah. Okay.
The visuals are cool, and I could tell that they were fighting. That's about it. The version of this me and Evan watched on Internet Archive, there was English subtitles, but they were covered by Spanish subtitles.
Did you not see? I sent the second link with English subtitles. I watched.
I didn't see that because I've been busy. So yes, I watched this movie without understanding a single word of dialogue.
Oh my god.
This is what I heard the entire movie. And so I was like, it seems like they are fighting.
They sure were. Jagger, I don't think Trey has seen this. Jagger, have you seen Possession?
I saw Possession last year, didn't know what to think of it. I don't remember really a second of it. I just remember being horrified.
So, the best way I can describe this movie is that if you took Possession and then, like, the family arguments and dynamics of, like, Autumn Sonata or some other Bergmans, and then there's, like, Trey, back me up here. There's, like, a 25-minute sequence of people dancing and singing in a ballroom, and it fucking never ends.
Dude, they
Agreed.
did that same thing in Satin Tango. It's a 25-minute scene of people dancing in a circle.
It is so weird. This scene lasts so long. But I was watching this movie and I was like, man, this is really reminding me of Possession and some other Bergmans that I've seen, you know, the family arguing. It's got the same shit as Family Nest. And I Googled all these movies. I was like, man, this reminds me of this. And all of them came out before this. And I was like, so this is super derivative. Like, I don't know. It's weird. Every single movie I Googled, like, the Bergmans came out before. I think Possession came out 1 year before this, so I'm not going to say
82?
This is 82, yeah.
Yeah, because Possession was 81. Got it.
Yeah. I don't know. Like, it's not a awful movie. The arc, and then also there's like this cutaway scene like 15-20 minutes into the movie. Trey, you know at the beginning when they're walking in the park?
Yeah.
That entire scene is the guy talking about how communism is better and that capitalism is ruining the world. And it's like, I feel like I'm in fucking social studies class right now. It's such a weird movie. I don't know.
Did you say I'd like it? Wasn't
Yeah,
that
you
your
probably
message?
Well, I think you would enjoy the family dynamic stuff, but
Okay.
I don't know. It's like this derivative Bergman possession type thing, and then there's this scene of capitalist social studies lecture, and then there's like a 25-minute scene of dancing
People
and
dancing.
singing, and then the movie ends with them buying a washing machine. That's what they were doing at the end.
Yeah,
If you didn't pick
dude.
that up.
Yeah.
What?
They're buying. Yeah, well, they're at the store at the end and they get in the truck.
Yeah.
They're buying a washing machine.
Oh, that's what they were doing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I gave this. I don't remember. I think I gave it a 1.5 or a 2. I thought
You
was
gave it
pretty
a
bad.
2.
Yeah. I don't think it's
Which,
that bad. I think it's super derivative though, so that's why I think it's not a good movie.
that's why I couldn't stand mid-90s, because if you watch mid-90s or if you watch This Is England and then you watch mid-90s feels like schlock. It's just
Yeah, but
bad.
mid-90s has such a. I don't even love mid-90s. I think I'd have like a 4 or 3.5. The soundtrack is insane.
By the way, Trey, entire different point. I know you haven't seen Coffee Table yet. Please get on that. Like,
Dude,
Okay.
different point.
I recommended it to somebody in the phone raffle. Shout out to Rob. He did not like it. He gave it a 2.5, and he said he hated watching it.
Yeah, Trey, you gotta watch this movie. It's really good.
Yeah, and I gave Prefab People 1 star. I'm sure it'd be a more accurate rating if I actually understood what was happening.
It'll be the same. It'll be the same. I swear. I promise you, it'll be the exact same.
But yeah. All
Yeah,
right.
I like this more than Family Nest though,
All right.
but
Cool,
it's not
cool,
good.
Not IMDb movies of this week. Let's do Inside Out first. Jagger, I want to kick it to you first because you bumped up your score 2.5 star ratings. You doubled your score.
No, I had this at a 2.5, and then I brought it up to a 4.
2.5 star ratings.
1.5.
1.5.
1.5 star ratings. That's what I said.
Okay. Yeah. So I hated Inside Out for a while, and then I watched it again, and I liked Inside Out, and then I watched it this time, and I really liked it. I mean, here's the thing. This movie never really did anything for me before, but I don't know what happened this time. I was tearing up.
Can
It
I
had
make
me
a joke
emotional. Oh yeah. Yeah.
related to your age that is mean but may be funny? Like, yeah, the puberty really kicked in. And... Sorry. Damn, the dead silence is crazy.
That's
sorry,
like,
Jagger.
what was Jagger's joke about Nathan for you?
Oh yeah,
that
dude.
we had to cut out.
That was so bad.
That me and Evan were both like, who is that? What?
Yeah. Oh my god.
Sorry, Jagger. Sometimes
Uh,
I'm used to making fun of Rocco for being young, and sometimes the jokes just pop in.
Oh no, it's all right.
I'm glad you liked it more on this time, though.
Yeah, it hit me a little bit. It was pretty good. The music's really good. The visuals are good.
Visuals
It's really
are so
good movie.
Performances are great. Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, fucking Phyllis from The Office kills it as Sadness. I don't remember her name.
Yeah.
She's
yeah.
so good.
And so did Lewis Black as Anger
Oh
is
my
so
God.
damn good.
Trey, have you seen Accepted?
Yes.
Yeah.
Lewis Black is such a fucking vibe in that movie.
Yeah.
One of my
Agreed.
most watched movies of all time.
Really.
That's the
I used to
Justin
watch
Long
that
one,
movie,
yeah?
Yeah, I used to watch that movie every
Yeah.
single day as a kid.
Yeah,
And
because it has Blake Lively, dude.
True. But the last line of that movie, Lewis Black, he's lecturing a bunch of students, and he goes, college, these 4 years, they're the best years of your life. And then you're fucked. And then the movie ends. Peak.
It's true.
Probably seen that movie 50 times, not gonna lie. Used to watch it every single day. I'm not even joking. Peak.
Yeah.
I was
but yeah,
folding
Inside
laundry
Out.
while Oh, you go.
Inside Out is great, man. I mean, it's feel good, it's emotional, Yeah, it's very relatable.
Yeah.
You know,
Have
Yeah.
you guys seen the sequel? Because I haven't yet.
not
No,
yet.
me neither. I haven't.
Waiting for Disney Plus.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's what
same.
I'm waiting for. Should be soon.
Yeah.
I
I
couldn't
was
be
folding
bothered to hit
laundry
this
while I
in
watched
theaters.
this movie. I wasn't giving it my full attention. I've seen it a bunch of times. The Bing Bong scene came up and I sobbed. I wasn't even fully locked in, and it was "Take her to the moon for me, Riley," or "Take Riley to the moon for me," and I just fucking boom started crying like a little bitch.
Who does voice Bing Bong? Is it John Lovitz?
It's
Oh, it's
I
the
think
guy
it's.
from
the guy
Everybody's
from
in L.A. Richard Kind, right?
Oh yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it's the dude from fucking Curb Your Enthusiasm, Larry's cousin. If you've
Yeah.
seen that, cousin. Oh, dude, he's so funny in Curb. Yeah, it's paced really well. Amy Poehler kills it as Joy. I mean, there's not a lot to say that hasn't been said. It's relatable. It's a great coming of age movie. It's a unique take on like growing up, and yeah, it's just really effective. It's great. I give it a 5. It's one of my favorite animated movies like ever. It's very
Yeah.
high on my Disney tier list. I love it. Yeah.
Prisoners?
Yeah.
Peakiners, you mean?
Yeah.
Peakiners.
It's a masterpiece. It's one of the
It
best
is.
pieces of thriller and suspense ever. The
Agreed.
performances are fucking insane. This movie was robbed so hard at the Oscars.
Yeah.
The vibes are insane. It's that perfect like Seven, like rainy, dreary. It's bleak. It's intense. It's everything you want from a dark thriller. It's a bleak movie, and then spoilers for Prisoners. It's a very bleak movie, and then fucking David Dastmalchian murders himself in a police station, and you're
Yeah.
like, and he's like, oh shit, he's drawing this map to the kids. We might get something, and then he kills himself, and it is. They do not cut away. It's just the worst. Ugh. This movie gets under your skin. It's creepy. It's so effective. The climax is so intense. Watching Jake Gyllenhaal drive through the snow, and like he can't see out of his windshield. He's bleeding from his head. It's so intense.
Yeah.
The pacing's amazing. It's like 2.5 hours long. It zooms by. It's just amazing. Paul Dano goes insane here. Hugh Jackman killing it. Oh, it's just a masterpiece. Yeah.
Jagger, did your thoughts change at all on this rewatch?
No. I'll tell you what, though. I'll tell you what. You know how your reaction to my rating of Gone Girl was, I thought you were gonna hate it, so I'm glad you liked it.
Yeah. Oh. I don't know what happened there, Jagger, but
Did you hear any of that?
you talked about my reaction to Gone Girl.
Yeah. So this movie really got me in the mood to watch Gone Girl. Quick note:
Hell
when
yeah.
did they take Gone Girl off Max? Not
I don't know.
clear. I wanted to watch Gone Girl again after this. Upset that it wasn't there, but yeah, I mean, I think this is really good. I think it's a strong thriller. I think it had me really on the edge of my seat. Freaked me out a good bit as well. A lot of this is
Yeah.
like genuinely upsetting stuff.
Yeah.
My God, is it good? It's really, really good. Jake Gyllenhaal kills it. I think a lot of his mannerisms are so beautifully acted.
Hey.
He
Hey.
picked them all
Hey.
himself. Dude.
Hey. 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 Hey.
Yeah.
No, that's my impression of Jake Gyllenhaal in the scene in the car.
Oh, I thought you were stopping me. No, he's great. I think Hugh Jackman's amazing, David Dastmalchian amazing, Paul Dano amazing. It's just a really good movie.
Viola Davis
Yeah.
so good in that scene when she lets Paul Dano like uncuffs him. Ugh.
The cinematography is excellent. The sound design is excellent. The editing, it's great. It's just a really strong movie all around.
Deakins do this movie? Roger Deakins?
I think so.
Yeah.
I'm gonna look it up.
Yeah,
It's a
and if
very
you
strong
pay
movie.
Yeah, he did.
if you pay close enough attention, you like Denis Villeneuve reveals who the kidnapper is like a half hour into the movie.
When?
Well, there's the scene where Jake Gyllenhaal goes over to the grandma's for the first time,
Yeah.
and like it's the shot of him messing with the toy van, and he kind of rolls it, and the aunt is blurred out, and the van stops right in front of her, and Denis Villeneuve has come out and said that was intentional as to show she is the kidnapper.
Dang. By the way, the final shot of this film is so unbelievably haunting. My God.
Yeah.
Do you think
and
that
I
they
think-
found him?
I mean, yeah, obviously.
I don't
Do you
think so.
Do you think he survived them finding him? Because I think they did.
You know, I'll twist it. I don't think they did. I don't think they did. I think that she was so inconspicuous for a good amount of this movie.
Good blood in the whistle, though.
Yeah, but still.
I think what makes this such a great thriller is Denis gives you just enough like new information at the perfect times to keep you engaged. Like, oh, here's this, a dead body in the priest's basement.
Dude, that scene is so good.
Yeah. And then, like, oh, here's this. Oh, is that the same maze that is on the priest's necklace? Oh, is that that guy in the picture have the necklace that the priest's dead body was wearing? And you know, it's just so well done. We're rambling here. I think we're all pretty tired. Do you guys have any other thoughts?
This should be higher on the list.
Oh, definitely.
Inside Out can stay here, that's fine, but Prisoner should be top 100.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
It's one of Denis' best movies, and he is one of their best directors. of all time.
Yeah.
I need to go back to my ranking for Denis, because I think I'm going to move this up. I think it's kind of low right now.
Yeah, I think this is like number 2 or 3 for me. But with that is your average film enjoyer for this week. Thank you for joining us. We trust us. Our longevity and our stamina for these longer episodes will go up
better
by every week. Right now, we're just getting used to recording for 2.5 hours. So, yeah, join us next week. It's going to be a good episode. We're going to have Edgar on.
We're going to get Jagger's first thoughts on Mr. the GOAT himself. I already forgot his name. God damn it. Guy Ritchie. There we go.
Oh,
My
God.
GOAT.
Yes.
My Pookie, Guy Ritchie. I'm so excited.
Yes, we love Guy Ritchie. Yeah, so you guys have an excellent rest of your day, and we will see you next time on The Average Film Enjoyer.